Hey, Verse, this is just for the later people that come in to want to check out the stream. I'm just gonna just give it a minute, see if some people come on. Yeah, man, this is great. I haven't done anything. Damn. Just give it a minute and have some people come in for a second. Nice little warm up. All right, then. Cool. I seriously gotta get my what do you call it? No, where did I put it actually? What's that software I use to try to do live streams for? Where the hell did I? Oh man, it's been so long. Oh, that's crazy. Let me see. Where did I put that software for live streams? I know I have it here. Where the hell did I put it? No, not Audacity. I'll figure it out later. Just gonna give it like maybe another minute or two, and I'll just start talking whether people are here or not. Honestly, Verse, if anyone's watching this later, right? For anybody that's watching this later, I'm doing a live stream just because I know I haven't done a video in a minute. I mean, I have been, but I just haven't been necessarily doing vids as consistently as I was before. You know, that revolves around my React With Me videos, vlogs. I know I haven't done in a minute. I'm getting close to doing one though. And other than that, I know I sure as hell haven't been doing any shorts, you know, and I'm telling you, Verse, doing shorts is not as easy as it may seem. It depends on what you're doing, but it's not as easy as it seems. You know, some people like to say, I don't get it. Shorts for like a minute, just do them. I'm like, yeah, if you want to be cheap as fuck, but I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I like to add quality to my to my videos. So yeah. Honestly, Verse, if anybody comes, and that's my dumbass, I should have put an update, let people know I was gonna do a live stream. But you know, this was last minute, so just want to see if anybody comes, and if not, screw it. I'll just have this whole meeting between me, myself, and I. Oh man. But it's also Friday, so I get it. People are out right now. Let me see. Just gotta take care of something real quick. I'm gonna give it to the 5-minute mark, and then whether people are here or not, I'll just start talking. It's okay. Just want to kind of check something out quick. Let's see. Give it a realistic view of our weaknesses. Necessary to protect ourselves from them. Help us confess our temptation. Okay. All right, less than a minute. I'm just going to give it till the 5-minute mark, and then I'm just going to start talking about whatever. If anybody has any questions, Verse, as people come onto the stream, or people just happen to watch this later on, I'd be happy to answer. I'm just here to clarify a lot of stuff, you know, since it's been a minute. And also, I'm only going to be able to do this for an hour because I got to get to my workout right now. I have a workout schedule. So now that I'm trying to do that, I'll get into that later too in a bit. And okay, 5-minute mark. So first of all, verse, for anybody that's watching this now or later on, whenever this is uploaded, because it's going to upload automatically as soon as I finish the stream. I just want to say, hey, hey, Verse, it's me, the Angel Man, here today to give you guys another video, but as a live stream. Welcome to my live stream, Verse. I'm very excited to be doing this. I wish I had a bigger crowd, but you know what? You work with what you got, and it's completely fine. Verse, I just wanted to use this opportunity to talk to you guys live, let you guys know that I'm still here. My channel has been quiet for a moment, don't get me wrong, but it's not going anywhere. I sure as hell ain't stopping. It's just more of adjusting to my new schedule. Man, I have a lot to kind of get into here. So let me see. First things first. I'm doing good. You know, I know that a lot of questions that I've been getting asked a lot of questions for quite some time about my channel. You know, besides here, I do my videos also on my social media. You know, I'm mainly more active on Twitter. If I'm being honest with you, I'm more active on Twitter and Instagram than I have been on my YouTube channel. And when I do my shorts, just as I put them here, I also put them on my social media platforms, just so I could try to gain a new audience and everything. The thing also, Verse, about talking about this is that just to give you guys an update, right? Because part of the live stream is to clarify some things, like I said. Part of the reason why I haven't been doing videos is just because I'm tired. I'm tired now. You know, I gotta go to work right now, like at around like a little after 10. So it's just been more about adjusting to my schedule, really. But I'm actually getting to a point where I'm starting to get used to it a little bit. I'm trying to stay consistent, and yeah, it's been kind of working out, really. You know, I got a new night shift job. I'm tired as hell. By the time I wake up, it's like the morning's practically gone. You know, which makes sense. I don't get back till like 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, 4 or 5, depends. Especially because peak seasons are around the corner. I have a workout schedule now. So I'm only going to do this live stream till like about 7. And then I got to get straight to working out, take a shower, and then get ready for work. And then pretty soon I'm going to start doing classes for boxing myself, actually. I found a gym that's kind of close to me from where I live. And they do morning classes like right at 5. So I'll get out of work, come straight home, chill for a minute, and then kind of go and do what I got to do. And then come back home and then sleep the rest of the day so I can be productive. So yeah, I've been taking care of a lot. And when it comes down to my videos, right, Verse, because I don't like to leave you hanging. I love you guys. You guys are the reason why I'm here. You know, huge audience or not, I do what I do regardless, because it's just about staying consistent. That's the thing. You got to stay consistent. And I've been doing that, just not on here. And I'm being honest with you. So first thing I want to talk about, my shorts. I have a shitload of ideas. Like a bunch, right? I've even had people that have been wanting to collaborate with me, but I just haven't had the time. If I'm being honest with you, Verse, I'm gonna get back into doing my shorts very, very soon. I was just trying to adjust to the schedule because, you know, everything hella shifted, everything. And, you know, being exhausted, you know, when you wake up after working all night, and because of the job that I have, it's a labor job, you know, you kind of want to rest. You know what I mean? Even filming takes a minute because, you know, the way how I do my shorts is not like a simple 1, 2, 3 catching someone doing some dumb shit videos. Like, I like to add quality to my videos. You know what I mean? Like, I like to actually script them. I like to actually, like, you know, like put in the jokes. You know, I like to make a fool out of myself here and there. Like, I actually like to put in the effort into my videos when I do a short. When it comes down to my React With Me videos, you know, I haven't done one the past week just because I've been so busy. And also because of the fight. I want to talk about that in a minute. The Logan Paul versus Dylan Dallas. KSI versus Tommy Fury. I'm gonna get into that in a bit. But before I do, on my channel, I will be back, and I'm even working on a vlog. You know, I had a lot of people tell me, "Damn, like your schedule must be tiring," and I'm just like, you know what? I'll show it. Like, if you don't believe me, I'll show it to you. So I'm willing to literally vlog at my job. I just hope I don't get in trouble for it, but I'll try to do it regardless. I've done it a few times. Yeah, and then, you know, when it comes to shorts, I'm gonna bring it back up because I know a lot of people have been telling me that shorts have been the biggest thing that people have been wanting for me to do, because I know those really stopped. If I'm being honest with you, which I totally understand. But they're coming. I promise you, Verse, they're coming. They're coming back. And, you know, at first, if anybody has any questions or just want to say, hey, I'm totally up for it. Hey, what's up? You know, of course, I'm just happy to be doing the live stream. And honestly, it's my fault too, my dumbass. I should have literally given you guys an update of when I was going to do a live stream. This just happened last minute because I just wanted to do a video. I'll probably do a live stream maybe tomorrow night, if I'm being honest with you. I got some stuff kind of coming up too, which is gonna be crazy. Damn. Yeah. Oh man. But regardless of that verse, so if no questions, if I talked about my videos myself, what I've been up. Yeah. So let's get into the boxing for tomorrow. And come in. Sorry, I got my sister's here. Okay, verse. So first things first, I want to talk about the boxing. So verse, when it comes down to the pay-per-view for tomorrow, I am incredibly excited for it. I already bought the pay-per-view. It was $55, which is crazy. $55. And what's even more of a pain in the ass is that on De Anza, literally you have to pay an additional $20. Like you have to pay $20 to get the subscription, and then you have to pay the pay-per-view of whatever it is, which is just like it's ridiculous. It's like I might as well just get the pay-per-view. Like why like why would I have to pay an additional cost for the subscription just to get if you're still gonna charge me for the pay-per-view? That's the one thing I'll give Peacock with WWE is that at least with Peacock, once you get the subscription, any pay-per-view is free, which is great. You know, you go on De Anza. As much as I love the streaming service itself, it sucks that you have to pay money for the subscription, and then you still have to pay an additional amount of money for whatever the pay-per-view is, which is just criminal in my opinion. I think that's overly dramatic. When are you gonna do another conspiracy theories? Oh, hey Leo. Another conspiracy theory. You know what? Yeah, it's Halloween, right? I want to be honest with you, Leo. I forgot that it was Halloween. I forgot about that. If I'm being honest with you, I've been so busy with everything that's been going on. You know, the boxing event, work. You know, this whole thing going on, and you know, with the war, man, it's just been distractions all over the place. But yeah, I would be down to do a part 4. Yeah, I should. I really should. Yeah, it would be great to do so. Regardless of that, no, yeah, I'll be down to do another one. Again, also first, for anybody that watches this later, if you have any ideas you'd like for me to react to, because you know my React With Me videos, I react to anything. I'll react to anything, literally. That's not cursed. Let me clarify, that's not cursed. I don't fuck with that. No way. I will not react to anything that has to do with cursed content. But I mean, like, you know, just in general, like something going on or maybe something to give my thoughts to, I'll react to it. That's the point of reacting with me. You know, it's for me to react to something for the first time and you with me. You know, eventually what I'm going to do also is I'm going to have to adjust my streaming service also, because I had it adjusted in a certain way. And because I haven't messed with it in a while, now it's all over the place. So I got to fix it. Regardless of that verse, I mean, it's been great, you know. I'm just happy to be doing this. And regardless, back to the boxing event, and there's no other questions. Literally, I think the fight card is interesting. There are some fights that I couldn't care less for. I don't care. I'm gonna be real with you. There are some that I that are just like whatever. Like King Kenny versus Anthony. What's his name? I have it on here. Let me put the Prime card actually right next to me so I can see who's doing what. The Misfits card. Okay, so let me just what the hell? Okay. All right, here we go. So let me see. One of the ones that I don't care for is, what does it say? Wenderson versus my mate Nate. I don't know who the hell these people are. I couldn't care less. Dean the Great versus Shark. I couldn't care less. King Kenny versus Anthony Taylor. I'm gonna be real. I'm not really a fan of King Kenny or Anthony Taylor. I think Anthony Taylor, if I'm being real, I think he's a joke. You know, every time he comes in, he just has props. I don't really. Who gives a fuck? I really don't care. Swarms versus Taylor. I heard Taylor got arrested. So now I'm not even sure if Swarms is gonna fight. Some of the other fight cards or whatever. I am excited for the female fight card though. We got Astra versus Alexia, which is weird because they're two OnlyFans models, and I'm like, okay. But then yet they're fighters, so I'm excited for that. I'm willing to see that female fight. We got Soul Poppy versus Slim. I like them both, but I want Soul Poppy to win. I think Soul Poppy's going to be... I think he's going to take the win. If Slim wins, damn, I'll be surprised. I'll be real about that. I'll be surprised. And then now for the main card, right? And I'm going to say this, because I've been going all over on my Twitter feed. I'm going to do it here too. I personally feel like Logan Paul versus Dylan Dallas needs to be the main, and I mean main event. Not the co-main event, second to last. The main event verse. He needs to be the main event. I don't Like, yes, KSI versus Tommy. Is there some hype there? Sure. I say that because of the weight in, but I mean, again, he's only doing this because Tommy beat Jake. And if it wasn't Tommy, if anybody else had beaten Jake, KSI would have offered him something. So again, there's no tension around this fight. It just happened. So for me, I'm kind of like, whatever. Like, like I'll be down to see it because personally, I feel like Tommy's gonna win. I would be surprised if KSI won, especially because KSI has a very dramatic ego, very dramatic. He talks like he's Jesus, and I'm just like, dude, shut the fuck. I'm like, shut up, like calm down. I'm like, my goodness, you're a celebrity, you're edge, but relax, okay. Honestly, Tommy's the first real fighter he's ever gone up against, so I don't really know why people are making him to be such a big deal. Yeah, he trains hard. I've seen his documentary videos. He's trained hard. He knows what he's doing here and there for sure. I'll give him credit for that. He's done more than what I've done. But I mean, he's not like a pro fighter, and he hasn't fought anybody. That's interesting. Who has he fought? That's interesting. No one, other than Logan. But they were amateurs back then. Jake's. Even though his opponents are questionable, they're still hardcore fighters. Like, you can respect them for that. Now Logan versus Dylan. Oh my God. I am hyped for this fight verse. I am super excited for this. So, obviously, I made it more than clear. Not on here, I should have, but on my social media platforms. If you haven't followed me, go on Twitter at @theangelman_. That's really where I'm active too. Literally, I feel like Dylan's gonna win. And the reason I say that is, yes, Logan is bigger. He's a big guy. Yeah. Yes, there are rumors that Logan could be taking steroids, which explains his massive size. And it's true. Logan, for people to be as big as they are, like, there's a certain way of doing it. Everybody thought the Liver King, if you know who that is, thought that he was all that. And then he came out saying that he was on steroids. I was like, right. And then now Logan Paul, he even admitted to being on something too when he was when he was on a podcast. So there's a rumor that he's on steroids. But personally, I feel like Dylan's gonna win the fight mainly because he's just been cool about it. I could tell he's been under Logan's skin because of his fiance. I could go into that if I wanted to, but I mean, I don't know. It depends on if you guys want me to. But anything that has to be said about Nina has already been said, literally. I mean, Dylan, man, what I liked about him is that he don't give a fuck. He don't, and I can give him credit for that. Like, he's just like, whatever. I saw that lie detector video. I wish I did a react with me on that, but they did it so last minute, and I wasn't gonna have enough time to edit it. I love that video. That shit was so funny. When they asked him, they were like, "Do you regret anything you said about Nina?" Like, with a straight face, no. And then when they were like, "What would you say to anybody that has a problem with what you said about Nina?" He was like, "Fuck them." That shit was funny. That was the funniest thing I've ever heard from Dylan. Oh my God. And then the weight off today. Let me talk about that. So you can tell Logan has completely lost it. He focuses a lot on props. I don't know who the hell wants Logan to win. He's such a douchebag now. And I'm going to say this right now, literally. I have no problem with Logan. If anything, I actually admired him at a few points because of his artistic, creative style. I saw that video that he did with the Polaroid, that documentary video where he did a whole Polaroid project for like a whole year. Almost made me want to get one. And I really admire that. I did admire Logan for wanting to go at boxing in the beginning because of his work ethic, if I may. And then even his podcast, when he first did it in the beginning, I really liked it because he was upfront. He was honest about it. A lot of stuff like that has been going on at first. But now, I'm going to be real. Two things happened that made me realize how his character changed. Literally, when Logan did his prime, right, the moment he started making a shitload of money, I mean a shitload of money with those prime, with that prime drink. And I should know, I was a part of it too, because, I did three prime videos about the drinks, right? Two of them with a cousin and a friend of mine, and then one of my own with the rest of the flavors. Ever since he's gone on that money, I could tell he's gotten a little bit, he's grown a little bit of an ego. And then two, Nina. I heard at the moment he's been with that girl, I don't know what switched in his head, but literally I noticed he started becoming hella like rude. He started becoming hella arrogant for some reason. I'm like, look, I get it. Once you get a girl, you kind of let that go to your head. You think you're all this and that. I should know. I speak from experience when I was at a much younger age. But really, if you're mature and you act the way that you're supposed to act and you're around a woman, you wouldn't let that change you. You know, if you're gonna act a certain way just because you're around a girl, then that's your dumbass because you know you're trying too hard, or because you got this and that. For Logan, he's got everything. So clearly that's just gone to his head. You know what I mean? When you have a girl, the best thing for you to do as a man is to act like a man. Be a gentleman. Don't start going around. Don't start having an ego. Don't start bragging your girl around this and that. There's nothing to brag. All right, you're not the only one. You know what I mean? So when people act like that, literally, that's how you know you become arrogant. You know what I mean? That's why for me as an actor, one of the biggest things that I've always told myself is that if I make it, if I get a shitload of money, if I get fame of any sort, of any extent, right? I tell myself I will not let that shit change me. I will not let it change me because the moment I do, I become a hypocrite, and I refuse to become a hypocrite. Don't do it. You know what I mean? It's all about how you handle it, and most importantly, it's all about how you treat others. Look what happened with George. That shit. Wow, you know, like this is how I see it. When it comes to religion, a lot of people nowadays are incredibly doubtful. Incredibly doubtful. Why? Because they're selfish. People nowadays are just so caught up in social media. Nowadays, everything is about politics. Everything has politics in it. You can't even watch a movie without somebody saying, "Oh, that's a Republican movie," and I'm like, "What the what?" It's a movie. I'm like, what does politics have to do with a movie? Right? Like the Sound of Freedom movie, that shit was crazy. Like that movie literally had a genuine hardcore message about what's going on, and people were like, "I'm not gonna go see it." Why? Well, because that's clearly a right-wing movie, and I'm like, so worrying about children who are literally captured right now is a republic. What is your mindset? Literally, I'm like, what is your mindset? What are you talking about? So people are they're all over the place, which is sad. You know what I mean? That's what I'm telling you. Don't pay attention to social media, to I'm sorry, to your generic public media like Crown, like here in the Bay Area, we have Crown 4, KTVU. People say that when it comes down to doing research, you got to do your own research. Because if you just stick to what the main media tells you, they don't tell you shit. They don't tell you anything other than generic things that are happening around you. I hear that all the time. And after I started doing my own investigation, it's true. I find out more things on TikTok than I do the freaking news. That's ridiculous. I'm like, how the hell is it that on TikTok of all things I can learn about something new, and yet on here for some reason there's something completely different on the news. It's telling me something completely different. That makes no sense. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, do your own research. You know what I mean? And when it comes going back to Logan Paul, because I don't want to go off topic, right? When it comes down to going to Logan Paul, literally, I feel like he's changed. I feel like when Dylan says I'm bro coding you, I believe him. I like dead ass. I believe him when he says I'm bro coding you because it's true. Yeah, like I don't like even before this whole thing, this whole fight. Not to go all over the place, but my first suspicions, the moment Logan started showing this girl around, even before the fight happened, and even in that video he did where he proposed to her, personally, I couldn't care less. But when I saw her, I was like, "That's her." You know, like not to be rude, but like she wasn't really my type of a woman, you know, that I would go for. But like literally, when I saw her, I don't know, something about her just made me go, "I don't trust you." Like I don't know, like she just has like there's just like a vibe with her where I'm kind of like, I don't know, like I wouldn't trust you with anything. And then what I find funny, Logan literally came out on an interview saying that, you know, people are saying that Nina only uses me, but that's not true. I mean, if I'm being honest about one thing, yes, because she's not an American, that you know, that she's from Romania or something like that. And then she said, yes, I know that her visa is going to expire in a year, so you know it could be with that. But regardless, we make a solid couple. I was like, what the fuck? You just admitted it. So she's with you because her visa is going to expire. She want. I'm like, what a dumbass, dude. Oh my gosh. It's like those people from other countries who will hit you up on Facebook and then they try to go, hey, like you're this and you're that. You know, people try to do that. And so that way they can have you visit them and then try to help and then try to get you to be with them so they can come over here. People do that all the time. And I feel like Logan got suckered into that. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Ugh. But when it comes down to the fight card in general, I think it's safe to say Dylan's going to win. Why? Because he's a pro. He's really cool at taking in a lot of the heat. And I admire that about him. I say that all the time about myself, which is when you're in the public eye, don't worry about what people say. You worry too much about what people say, you're not going to be able to have any freedom to do what you got to do because you're too caught up in that. With Dylan, I just like how he just be going up and people, he's just flipping everybody off. I admire that. I'm like, that's a G right there. I admire that guy for doing that. So my prediction, Dylan, man. I can already tell the moment they fight, Logan's just gonna start going hella aggressive. I could tell. If he goes in slow, I'd be surprised. But I could tell because of the fact that Dylan smacked his ass with the microphone, I could tell he's gonna lose it. That shit, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna find that shit hella funny. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Sorry, Leo. I just saw your comment. How long do you think KSI is gonna survive with Tommy Fury? Like how many rounds? Okay, well, from what I heard, basically it's gonna be 6 rounds. Each round is gonna be 3 minutes. For KSI, he has speed. I mean, I want to say he's taken hits before, but that hasn't been since Logan Paul when they fought. So Tommy hits hard. He's a big dude. I would say I give him until the 3rd, maybe 4th round. Because I don't know if you saw the waiting, Leo, but when Tommy smacked that glass, damn, that shit was about to break. So if KSI is lucky, I give him midway of the rounds. If he makes it the whole way, I'd be very surprised, but I don't think so. Tommy is pissed. So I could tell you, Tommy's gonna put him down. KSI, part of the reason why I want Tommy to win is because, for one, I'm so sick and tired of KSI having such an ego. He brags all the time and does very little. Very little. You know, and I'm just like, dude, like, yes, you're a rapper. Yes, you got money. Yes, you have a channel. You're entertaining. You this and that. You're this and that. Wonderful. But where's the proof? You know what I mean? Like, especially in boxing, I'm just like, where's your proof? You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like, what? If you're such a great fighter, then fight some pros. If you think you're better than Jake Paul, then finally fight Jake Paul. Why do you keep avoiding him? You fight everybody around him, but you don't fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul's even came out saying that I'm willing to fight him, but his team is just always making up some BS. And I'm like, I can believe that. Jake, on Aiden Ross, there's this live streamer. His name is Aiden Ross. And literally, he did a live stream with Tommy Fury and KSI. And then when he brought in Jake got kicked out of the chat. And then when Jake finally came back on after the whole thing was over, literally Aiden told Jake that, hey, like, you know, it wasn't my fault. KSI's team was telling me that they didn't want him going into specifics, so they kicked him out. And I was like, that's such a bitch move. Like, oh my gosh, that's so cowardly. Like how you get okay? That's what I'm saying. Like KSI he's used to talking a lot of smack, but nothing ever happened. So I'm just like, okay. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But the fight card tomorrow, though, regardless, I am excited about it. I am excited. You know what I should do? I think later on my social media in the morning, I'm gonna put a poll, and once I add the poll, I'll let people vote on who they think is gonna do better. But regardless of that, I mean, yeah, I'm excited for Tomorrowverse. I can't wait. I said a lot. And yeah, Leo, again, to your conspiracy theory video, if you want me to do a part 4, I should, especially since it's Halloween. Like I said, there was so much going on. I totally forgot about the fact that it was Halloween. I mean, Leo, are you going trick-or-treating? Are you doing anything for Halloween or what? Because I don't think I am. I personally, I don't really think I'm about that as much anymore, other than watching films and stuff like that. But regardless, yeah, I mean, been a little busy, but I am coming back though, Verse. I am coming back. I'm so excited to be coming back. You bet your asses I'm gonna make a video talking about the fight card the moment it's over. The moment is over. I already have friends telling me that they think that they'll know that KSI and Logan are gonna win. And I even asked them, I'm just like, why? I'm like, we're gonna have a debate. I'm like, why? Why are they gonna win? Is it because they're celebrities? Because I don't mean shit. I'm like, there's a difference between you being famous and you knowing what you're doing. They don't really know exactly what they're doing. Like for WWE, I'll give Logan credit. Yes, he's very athletic, but just because you're athletic doesn't mean you're a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could be athletic, but does that make me a good soccer player? No. You know, does that make me a good baseball player? No, of course not. I'm just built, or I'm athletic. I can move. I have energy, but that doesn't make me skillful in what I do. That's what I'm saying. And again, I don't know about the whole rumors of Logan being on. No, I think it is. I'll be real. I think it is. People have been making videos left and right talking about this, and I find that funny. People are like, no, Logan is on steroids because he admitted it on the podcast. And I'm like, yeah, he kind of did. So that's his dumbass. Because he said something about trying to live to 150. And I was like, what? Why? I'm like, who wants to live that long? Just live your normal life. Do learn right from wrong and do what you got to do. What the hell is all this? What? I'm telling you, you know what? I should go into that on my conspiracy theory videos. Like if I do a fourth one, I'll talk about the fact that there's this rumor in Hollywood how literally if like certain celebrities are trying to live longer because you know what they've been doing. Actually, if anybody has a conspiracy theory they want to tell me, or even a rumor or anything, like let me know right now. I'd be happy to talk about it, or even give you my thoughts on it. I would love to do that. Oh shit, I gotta do this more often. This is great. And I still got about less than half an hour before I gotta do my workout. So yeah. Anybody got anything going on, or anybody doing right? Like hanging in there. I know it's about that time. It's Friday. I know people got plans. People got the weekend's coming up. I get to relax this weekend. Oh, there is one thing that I will talk about as I'm looking at the fight card: the tag team boxing. What is tag team boxing? That shit is so stupid. This ain't WWE. You know what I'm saying? I saw the previous boxing boxing match between with Pineda and that white kid, and then there's these two other guys. What is tag team boxing? How does that work? You get your ass whooped, you get KO'd, and then what? You tag in as you're on the ground. Like I don't. How does that work? And I saw KSI get butthurt when Wade, that announcer guy that's been all over. The moment the moment Wade told KSI that he didn't understand how that worked, I agreed with him. I was like, how does tag team work in boxing? I've never seen that concept before. And then when I watched it, I got so confused. It takes away the tension. It's like imagine if Carnelo tagged out. If he's fighting Floyd Mayweather, he ain't gonna tag out. He's gonna want to stay. He wants to prove to the other guy that he can whoop his ass, not tag in and out when he has energy to do it. That defeats the purpose of boxing. That's what I'm saying. If I'm being honest with you, Verse, when it comes down to boxing, I've really been getting into it. I've been into it for quite some time, but I've really been getting into it. And this is before Logan Paul and Dylan Dallas. Like this one definitely brought the hype up for me, that's for sure. But even before, like I was watching Ryan Garcia versus Tank. Dude, that was a great fight. I was so mad that Ryan lost. But then even fights with Carnelo, and then obviously McGregor, man. McGregor, he's a G, seriously. When it comes down to my fighters, guys, I'm telling you that they got me inspired. Honestly, if you participate in any fighting sport, that is like one of the manliest things you can do. You can quote me on that. Literally, I love the concept of that. Doesn't matter if it's kung fu, if it's karate, if it's wrestling, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, it could be boxing, kickboxing, even wrestling, whatever, right? It's you going against somebody, right? And honestly, I've had people tell me that I have friends. I have talks with them all the time of people telling me that they don't like WWE because it's scripted. To an extent, yeah, that's true. A lot of stuff that they do is kind of you kind of look at it and you're like, really? But then there are a majority of times where it's very legit. Like you gotta understand the stunts that they do, you can't fake that. When they do a flip on a table, they went through that table. When you get hit by a chair, you got smacked by a chair. You know what I mean? So it's very great to watch, And I had a talk with a friend of mine recently who told me, oh, he didn't have cable growing up, he didn't have WWE and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, you have it now. So I'm like, check it out, don't bullshit. Just check it out. You might like it. Who knows? It's entertainment. That's what it is. It's entertainment, Personally, if I'm going into sports, my least favorite sports would be one of two things, maybe both. It most certainly could be soccer. I don't watch soccer for shit. I can't. I cannot watch soccer for shit. I'll give them credit. I think the crowd is very enthusiastic and energetic. I know crowds and soccer games can go wild, but not for me. And two, baseball. I gotta be real. Baseball isn't necessarily my thing. I support my cousin and what he does with the whole cell thing going on. I could talk about that for a little bit. I did my research on that if anybody wants me to. But if I'm being honest with you, baseball isn't necessarily my thing just because I try to get into it. And most importantly, it's kind of hard to really because you kind of have to know certain things to kind of get involved in it, unless you're just into the sport in general. But honestly, for my team, which is the Oakland Athletic A's, I gotta be real. Oh man, and I don't know if Gabe's gonna see this or not, but I don't mean this in any disrespect, but I gotta be real about it. they suck. They suck. Like I like they rarely win a game, but I understand it's not their fault also because of the management that's behind them. So as much as they would love to improve, there is clearly this asshole that's restricting them. So as much as you want to support a team, it's kind of hard to support a team when they always lose. And I've heard the concept, oh well, yes, they're trash, but there are trash. What the fuck does that even mean? It's trash. Throw the shit out. I'm just like, what does that mean? Trash is our trash. I don't want this fucking trash. Give me the shit that I paid for. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people have said that. I've honestly talked to a lot of people asking them if they, that I know, right? Like at work and school and stuff like that when I was there, asking them like, hey, do you guys know about this whole thing going on with the with the Oakland Athletics? Because I was in San Francisco, a lot of people were telling me they didn't give a shit. They're like, oh, well, I'm a Giants fan, so. And I was like, okay, never mind. I was like, okay. And then I found a few people that that I would talk about it. And a lot of people told me that, yeah, they don't really care. I mean, a lot of people really cared more about football with the Raiders than really the Athletics. And honestly, I had a feeling they were going to go at some point too, because I was thinking one of the best teams that we have here in the Bay Area, right? Because we had a total of the Warriors, we had the Raiders, and then we had the Oakland Athletics, right? Honestly, out of all of them, I was like, for sure, we're going to keep the Warriors because they win. They've been in World Series. They win all the freaking time. And yet they got rid of them and sold them to San Francisco. And I was like, what the fuck? Why did they get rid of the Warriors? We actually have a team winning and you got rid of them? So the moment they got rid of the Warriors, that made me go, yeah, they're going to get rid of the Raiders and then they're going to get rid of most certainly the Oakland Athletics, because why would you get rid of your winning team? That makes no sense to me. So immediately when they got rid of the Raiders, I was like, eventually they're going to do that to Oakland Athletics. And sure enough. And I understand that, there's a lot of diehard Oakland A's fans. I mean, my cousin, man, he's one of them. He has a reputation for being involved in everything Oakland A's related, right? And yeah, he's gonna make a name out of himself for it for sure because he's involved in everything. How he does it, I don't know. Would I do all that? Fuck no. If I'm being honest, all that for baseball, I'm fine. I mean, if I ain't really a part of it, and if I ain't really like managing a team, or if I ain't really getting VIP passes or whatever the fuck, I'm good, man. And we have TV for a reason. You know what I mean? That's just a lot for something just to still go and sit down, just to go, yeah, and then go home. You know what I mean? It's a lot of it. But I do acknowledge my cousin for doing that. That is a lot of work. He'll freaking, if they were in freaking like, let's say China, he would probably go to China for all I know if they had a game there. So, like shout out to Gamer Athletics, man. Like he put in the work to do that. Oh, let me see. What you say, Leo? Do you know anything more about the Wizard of Oz conspiracy theories? Do you know anything? Are you talking about the hanging munchkin? Is that what you're talking about? Because yes, I do know what that is. So if anybody hasn't seen this, right? The Wizard of Oz, right, is one of the most classic movies you could ever watch, right? Like a straight up old school movie. But a lot's happened to the cast and crew. When it comes down to the Wizard of Oz, there are two versions. There's the original, and then there's the remastered version that they did on Blu-ray. In the original version, the part where they were singing to the Magical Wizard of Oz, when they were singing that part as they're going up the Golden Trail, right? And there's like a forest in the background, you could literally see what looks like a hanging munchkin in the background, just swinging back and forth. You can clearly see a rope and literally legs sticking down as he's just there. I can see it in plain sight. And then when people were acknowledging the theory, then the studio came out saying, "Oh no, it was a bird." And I was like, "What? That shit don't look nothing like a bird. What are you talking about?" And then in the remastered version, they completely switched it, and it legit looks like a bird, like a flamingo, like a fat ass flamingo. And I was like, you can tell the difference. And then sure enough, on YouTube, if you look it up, somebody did a comparison of the old version with the new updated version. There's a straight fat ass difference. And then a lot of the cast and crew that were on there, I saw this, were denying that there ever was a hanging munchkin. Personally, I feel like they're just saying that to kind of cover it up, because, when certain things happen, you don't want it to go out there. Otherwise, it makes you look bad. Nowadays, you got to remember this. This is from what I learned at the academy, right? And this is legit. Everything is all about reputation nowadays. everything. And in my opinion, that's sad. That's sad because, yes, reputation means a lot to people, and I completely understand that. But if you mess up even just once, even just one little tiny thing, you get blasted. People don't want to work with you. Just because a small amount of people disagree with you, you're rude, you're a hypocrite, you're a narcissist, you're this and that. You have all this going on, and to me, I find that incredibly dramatic because I'm thinking, so instead of you just disagreeing with me, which you're obliged to, it's called the freedom of speech. It's in our top 10 constitutional rights, right? Like it's right there, freedom of speech. Instead of you just disagreeing with me, you want to attack me and go after my career instead of you just disagreeing with me. It's ridiculous. That's what I'm telling you. Like social media is great, but there's a lot of like downs to it, and people don't want to acknowledge that, which is sad. And if they don't acknowledge it, you're part of the problem. I don't have a problem saying that. If you're gonna be on something, you gotta also, just like how we like to admire the positives, you also gotta admire the negatives. It's there. You don't act stupid. It's there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So when certain things happen, you got to understand what it is that you're also a part of. You know what I mean? Look at me on Twitter. I'm talking shit to Logan Paul all the time, criticizing his ass. I wouldn't be surprised if eventually he came at me. And if he didn't like me, I'd be like, well, dude, I mean, look what you're doing. I ain't going to sit here and play stupid. Logan Paul has a lot of yes men with him. I hate that because that's why he acts the way how he does, because nobody's up front with him. That's what I'm saying. So when you act incredibly one-sided with anything, you're never going to get an honest opinion about anything. That's what I'm telling you. You got to learn how to take criticism, and you got to learn how to say yes, and you got to learn how to say no. That's it. At the Academy, I had talks like this with all my friends who are actors because we're all going to be in the spotlight once we go out there and do what we got to do. You know what I mean? Even now on YouTube, as I'm doing what I'm doing right now, and people tell me all the time, I got to be careful what I say. I'm like, yes, I agree with that to an extent, but I'm not saying anything major. I'm just giving an opinion about small stuff. What is people going to cancel? What, people are going to cancel me for that? I honestly, I'm going to be real with you. I think cancel culture is incredibly ridiculous. I think people give cancel culture way too much credit than what it really has. I think people are too afraid of cancel culture. And what I like about Logan Paul, and I will compliment his ass on this, is the fact that despite a lot of the BS that he's went through, he's still where he's at. Like he's still there. You know what I mean? He's made it. He's still in the look. People hate his ass. I can't stand his ass anymore, literally. And I used to actually like the guy, but regardless, I can give him credit. He's still there. People are talking about him. So you can admire that. You know what I mean? You can't be liked. I feel like I'm talking to my friend again. You can't be liked by everybody. I tell people that all the time, and I don't know why they're so obsessed with it. You can't be liked by everybody. That's just part of the game. If you're into entertainment, whether it's in movies, whether it's in music, whether it's in YouTube, social media in general, you're going to piss some people off. That's just part of the game. And if you can't handle that, then don't be on here. It's that simple. I've heard professional people go more into depth about this than I have. And they said a bunch of stuff that really inspired me. Look at this. I got this today too. See? Wisdom Literally for Each Day by Billy Graham. This is a really great book, right? I read this all the I've been kind of getting into this, right? It's all about being smart. It's all about being smart. If you understand what you're into, if you motivate yourself, if you do what you're supposed to do, you're going to get through anything. If you're very if you're very insecure about your image and you worry about how much people think about you, and literally if you worry too much about you trying to look cool, cute, handsome, or whatever, good luck. I'm gonna be nice. I'll keep it PG. Good luck. Literally. Okay? Because deadass, there's no way you're gonna make it out there in the real world if you're too busy trying to get likes and smiles everywhere. I don't give a fuck. Like literally, it's okay to disagree. Every single person that's been on my podcast, for instance, and I have people asking me to do another one. I would love to do more. If anybody wants to do a podcast, anybody that I know, let me know. I'd be happy to do one with you. We can arrange a time. We can have a discussion about whatever. I tell people all the time when you go on my podcast, it ain't going to be the biggest thing. It ain't going to be the greatest thing. But you know what? It's my thing. The podcast. That's what I'm calling it, right? And I say this all the time. When you come onto my podcast, right, there's something you want to talk about, just bring it up and we'll talk about it. I have no problem about that. That's the point of what makes a podcast interesting. It's not who's on it, it's what you talk about. Freaking Logan Paul and KSI could be in a podcast together, but if they talk about dumb shit, you really think you're gonna watch it? You know what I mean? No one cares. I like watching podcasts that has to do with a lot of smart people. Like I told my friend Julius on the previous podcast that I did. Like Joe Rogan. I like watching Joe Rogan, not all the time, but because a lot of people that he brings on, they're smart ass people. So they have interesting discussions. I would love to be part of a discussion like that. I think it's really cool to have smart discussions like that, you know? But when you talk about the same shit all the time, movies, cartoons, music, here and there, just the same shit all the time, it gets repetitive. It gets boring. Why? You know? I even had a friend of mine tell me, would you be down to talk about politics? And I was like, ooh. I was like, I do my best to keep my political views off the internet, if I'm being honest with you. But if the discussion comes up, I'm gonna be real. If you're asking me, like dead ass, if you're asking me, then I have the right to talk about it because you're asking me. All right. So I'm not just bringing them on to you. You're asking me. So okay, let's talk about it. You know. And then a friend of mine was like, we'll talk soon. And I was like, okay, let's see what happens. I was like, let's see what happens. I mean, I already did that podcast with me and my mom, and I had hella people talk to me about that. Oh my god, even my sister's mom. Oh my goodness, she hella came on my ass about the fact that that I was that supposedly that I made it all about me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like that. That was the point. I was like, it was a video I've been wanting to make for a long time. Honestly, literally, the originally I was gonna do it just looking at my camera and talking to you guys about it, making it maybe like a 20-minute video. And then because I started doing podcasts, I was like, you know what? I'll just do it as a podcast. It's a lot better now that we got podcasts now. So I'll just do that. And then I asked my mom if she would be a part of it because she was there for everything that I had went through. And she was like, sure. She was nervous about it, but she did it. And then we did the podcast. And it's like my biggest podcast I've ever done. Let that be proof to you, Verse. When you take chances like that and you have interesting conversations like that and you bring it out there, people want to watch that because they know you don't hold back. That's my biggest podcast out there. It has like almost 200 views, I believe. I was surprised when I saw it kept going and going. I was like, damn, shit. I was like, people hella watch that podcast. Oh wow. I didn't think it was gonna get that big. I thought it'd get like maybe like if I was lucky like 50 views. It went more than I expected it to. And that's awesome. I'm very grateful for that. By the way, thank you, Verse. I appreciate you watching my videos and for sticking with me as long as you have. I am very grateful to you for that. And understand I will be back making more content. I promise you. I promise you. Just right now, when you adjust your schedule the way how I have, it's just, you know what I mean? You get tired. There's only so much you can do in a day. But you gotta put priorities over needs. You know what I mean? Like I would love to keep making videos, but I gotta work. Life ain't always about entertainment. You can't be entertained in concerts and this and that all the fucking time. You can't do that. It's not all. Life ain't about that all the time. You know what I mean? You gotta put your foot down, put that shit aside, and do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm trying to save money right now, so that way I can go out there and do what I gotta do in the real world. I already have plans of where I want to go to, where I want to move, but that's gonna take some time. So again, priorities over needs. You know what I mean? But regardless, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop. But you do what you got to do, and that's the way how I go by. Again, the reason why I'm so sharp and hardcore about this stuff for all my viewers that are watching is because I watch and listen to a lot of smart ass people, I don't just watch celebrities. You know how tired I am of hearing about Taylor Swift. You know how tired I am hearing about Taylor Swift, that she was at a football game. I'm just like, who cares? Who gives a fuck? I was like, she's dumb as fuck. I'm like, nobody cares. She's with this football. Like, she's with one of the players, right? And then, like, what? She's going to break up with them again? And then what? It's going to be another stupid ass song? Who cares? I'm just like, what is the big deal? And people keep talking about that. I don't focus on that. I focus on other things that are going on. You know what I mean? Again, put your priorities where it matters and not on the dumb shit. You see what I mean? That felt great. Oh man, Verse. Woo! Any questions, Verse? Any questions? Anything that maybe you heard of? Anything going on with y'all? Anything, maybe advice for a conspiracy theory? Something with sports, boxing? I don't care. Like, let's talk, Verse. I still got a little bit of time before I got to my workout. What are we doing, Verse? What are we doing, huh? Because I stand by everything that I say. Everything. You know what I mean? So it's all about just, priorities over needs. You know what I mean? I have friends also that like to party all the time. Fuck that. What you what like look here and there is whatever, you like hang out with a few friends, like get some beers, maybe a soda if you don't drink. You know what I mean? Just hang around, have a small party, talk to people, socialize. Hell yeah, do what you got to do. Don't go out there partying so consistently. What the fuck are you gonna do? You're gonna make yourself look like a moron. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have a reputation for yourself for constantly doing that. If all you do is party, you're gonna have an image. And if you try to be smart, people aren't gonna take you seriously because of what you do. Again, actions reflect on you as a person. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I know quite a few people that party a lot, which is like, wow. You know what I mean? Even in college, I didn't party that much. I got invited to parties all the time. I even went to a party at work. I did a vlog before and I took it down. I mean, I still have the video. I could put it back up when I was at FedEx. But I was like, no, I don't need to do that. Like, yeah, I went to a party, but it's whatever. It's not a big deal. It's whatever. I go to a few hangouts, but I keep it chill. Have I gotten drunk before? Yeah, I gotten drunk before, but that's it. I don't brag about it. You know what I mean? It's just everybody does. Almost everybody does it. Almost. I shouldn't say everybody. Almost everybody does it. I know a lot of people that don't drink, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I only drink on special occasions. I am and forever will be a Pepsi person. Okay, I love Pepsi, but I have been bringing it down because of my workout, which is killing me. But tomorrow, because it's the boxing match, I'm gonna be drinking a Pepsi. Dead ass, I'm gonna be drinking a Pepsi. So for sure. Um, Let me see what time is it at. Okay, so it's 7. Not too bad. I'll get ready to work out right now in a bit. But yeah, Verse, almost an hour. Nice, nice. It's a good hour podcast. Just being able to talk to you, Verse. You know, I should start doing streaming a little bit more, huh? I've been told that before, but what I'm also trying to do is that I'm trying to adjust my screen. My screen. I'm trying to work on the software that I have, right? Where I literally, as I'm talking to you, I can also show my screen. I'm really working around that, but because of my work schedule, I've been so dead ass tired. A lot of what I do, I train myself on learning, so that way I can try to be consistent with you guys as possible. When it came down to my logo, for instance, when I made my logo, yeah, I had someone create it for me, but then I also had to adjust a few things because as I asked them to make these adjustments when they did it, they didn't want to do it. They were being a pain in the ass, so I said, "Fuck it, I'll do it." So I just went on YouTube. I just looked up some stuff on how to do this and this on Photoshop, and I taught myself. That's it. I just taught you. Just gotta be consistent on what you do. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Working out, I'm tired as fuck, but I'm making progress. So you just do what you got to do. You know what I mean? It's all about effort. All about effort. You make excuses constantly, you're never gonna get anything done. And if I were you, Verse, because of just certain things that are happening, this is just me. Get right with God. Read your Bibles. Seriously. There are things happening that the Bible talks about where I'm like, damn, it's literally there, especially in Revelations. I'm telling you. I'm not just saying that to preach or do nothing like that. Your business is your business, but get right with God. I'm telling you, we're living in the last days. You know what I mean? Let me see. Oh, is there any movie you're planning to see soon? Any movies, huh? I'm gonna be real with you. Not really. I haven't really been consistent with movies like that right now recently. I think let me check something actually. The only movies I know that people keep talking about are just the superhero shit. Captain Marvel's coming out, but people are saying it's gonna do just as bad as the Flash. No, but nobody cares about the Marvels. Nobody. And Aquaman 2, I know the trailer came out, but I personally don't care. I haven't even seen the trailer. I honestly don't even care about Aquaman. I really don't. I'm beyond over it. Let me see. Movies. Movie trailer. Let me see. What is coming out? I mean, I guess there's. Oh yeah, I have heard of a few. There's Wonka. Wonka's coming out, but it's whatever. I personally like the Johnny Depp version that came out in 2005, I believe, maybe 6. I think the Johnny Depp version is way better. And there's also Godzilla. Godzilla's coming out, which is great. I'm totally down to see that. But I will be honest. One thing that I do not like about the Godzilla versus King Kong movie is the fact that it's going to be basically the same premise again. They're going to fight. most certainly they're gonna fight because people love that. So they're gonna do it again. And then there's gonna be a third party and it's gonna ruin who won what. And I just find that ridiculous. I'm just like, just pick a freaking winner already. Just pick a damn winner. What's the problem? Just pick a winner. Like sheesh. Like they did it all the time in the old school movies. Why can't you just do it now? Like, why is there always a third party? I got hella mad because for the Godzilla movies, one of the biggest ones that I always wanted to see was Mecha Godzilla. I love Mecha Godzilla. Mecha Godzilla and Space Godzilla are my two favorites, right? That I like to see go up against Godzilla. And then before the damn movie even came out, someone spoiled it on YouTube, and I wasn't even trying to look for it. I got hella mad. I was like, man, that shit hella pissed me off. Um, but no, yeah, I guess you could say there's Godzilla. Uh, I'm gonna be real, verse. There's not really a lot coming out that I want to see. I'm mainly focusing more on drama, even romance a little bit. And why even romance? Well, because of the fact that they're real world problems. Um, I wouldn't mind watching an action movie if it's consistent. You know what I mean? Like if it's really like movies from like the 80s. I love action movies that are from the 80s. They were top notch. Nowadays, the only action movies you get are just superhero movies, and people still watch that shit. Why? I had a friend of mine. I had a friend of mine at work. His name's Eric. He's a good buddy of mine. Literally, we were talking about like just movies, right? Because I told him I was an actor, and he was like, "Oh, really? What have you done?" I'm like, "Okay, wait, slow down. I'm not like a big time actor or nothing like that. I'm just saying I'm an actor in general, but there's a strike right now. That shit really got in the way. So right now I'm doing this and that before I can get started." But I told him, I said, but yeah, oh no, yeah, I lost my train of thought. He was just asking me about like, oh, so like, what type of films you want to do? What do you want to do? This and that. And I told him, I said, for sure, I don't want to do superhero films. I know that. And then he says, oh yeah, honestly, I stopped after Endgame. And I was like, really? You didn't see any of the Disney Plus stuff? And he was like, no. He was like, I heard about Loki and all this other shit, but I don't really care. I don't follow all that. I think it's done. And I was like, exactly. No one cares about this shit anymore. No one cares. It's so burned out. I even heard Kevin Feige said that he wants to reboot Marvel. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Nobody wants this shit anymore. It's burned out. Like, give it a break. You're telling me you have no other ideas for you to do? They have to be Marvel related? Marvel is so like burned out now. That in Star Wars, Disney killed everything that they had. Everything. They can't even do a damn princess movie anymore without it being controversial. Look what happened with Snow White. They fired her because of her comments that she said on the platform. It's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. And if I even had a one of my teachers, right, for my voice acting, literally she heard me when I went off talking about Disney. And she said, Angel, you're gonna have to be kind of careful about your comments. And I was like, what do you mean? And she said, well, for instance, you talk a lot about Disney, but if you keep saying that, Disney's not gonna want to work with you. And I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no. I'm not gonna work with Disney. Oh, what am I gonna do? I'm out of work. It's like, shut the fuck. No disrespect to my teacher, but shut the fuck up. I'm like, what are you talking? I'm like, who cares? I'm like, God, I'm like, it's ridiculous. It's just, I hear dumb shit all the time. I'm telling you, Verse. And once I definitely get into the industry, I can tell you, I'm gonna have stories after stories after stories of what to tell you. I can guarantee you, this is gonna be a countless amount of stories and things I'm gonna see. I can tell you right now. And by see, I mean see. There's a lot of things happening in Hollywood that makes me go down. Personally, I'll be real with you, Verse. I'm debating about going to Hollywood. I don't think I will. Like putting conspiracy theories aside, it's just expensive. Like Los Angeles ain't cheap. You know what I mean? It's expensive. I don't know how anybody makes it over there. They were the first ones whose gas prices went up when all this started going up to $7. I was like, man, it's ridiculous. And if you pay attention to doing your own research, like I said about like I said about the looking into the media, there's a reason why the gas prices went up. I already know why. Because freaking Biden is giving Ukraine billions and billions of dollars. So to make up for that money, they went up on the gas prices. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Why would you see? So as you're doing that, you're hurting us in the process. But anyways, so A little slip right there. But still, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot, it's just a lot of it's very tiring. So yeah, so now we're getting screwed over, verse. We're getting screwed over because of someone else's incompetence. Oh man. All right, verse. I'm getting ready to head out in a little bit. Any more questions? Any more anything anybody would like to say, talk about? Um, I think for sure I'll do another live stream. I really enjoy this. I think even instead of doing a video, I'll probably do a live stream actually, just talking about the fight for tomorrow. Absolutely, I think that's much better. But hey, verse. Before I head out, anybody like to say anything? Just in case. Since I have some of you here, and most likely some others will watch later on. you know, and this time for sure, if I do a live stream, I'm gonna obviously give an announcement. I'm not gonna just do it randomly like I did today. I really wanted to do one, verse. I didn't want you guys to think that my channel was just kind of there. I'm trying to come back to it for sure. So I thought a live stream would be a best way for me to come in and explain and just talk to you. I think this is great. It's really fun. Anything, verse? Say something. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, hey, if that's it for today, I guess that's it for today, verse. With that said, verse, if you guys like what you saw, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification for more content. As always, look forward to the next live stream, verse, and for the next video. Do I have any videos coming out? No, but do I have any more live streams coming? Absolutely, you bet your ass I do. I'm happy to be back. Happy to be doing more of these for you. And yeah, looking forward to just seeing what happens next, verse. I'm really happy to be doing so. I got some plans coming up pretty soon, and yeah, just looking forward to trying to get more involved back on here. I miss being on here, verse. I really do, And I don't know how many people are going to see this live stream after I finish. For all I know, some people are going to disagree with me, and if you do, I couldn't give a rat's ass. I really could not. I'm on here telling you guys how I see things, where I'm coming from, and that's that. And if you want to have a conversation about it, let's have a conversation about it. Chat's right there for a reason. You know what I mean? So with that said, though, verse, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and looking forward to speaking to you tomorrow. I think I'll do a live stream tomorrow in late afternoon because I'm gonna be real. I don't like doing videos on Sundays. Sundays are my one days of the week where I don't like to do anything or even post anything. I feel like Sundays is definitely a day I like to keep, a day to rest. You know what I mean? But anything Monday to Saturday, I'm totally down for. So probably another live stream tomorrow. So with that said, lovers, thank you for watching. Okay, you all have a good night. Thank you.